Hey, you all, and good morning. Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the north. More specifically, today we are in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and it is day 2 of the Carpetbagger Great River Road Trip. We are traveling down the Great River Road, down the Mississippi River. Yesterday, we saw the genesis of the Mississippi River and followed it downstream here to Minneapolis, Minnesota. Today, I wanted to explore the city of Minneapolis as well as the city's twin, the city of St. Paul, Minneapolis, known in some circles as the Twin Cities. But you see behind me, today we are starting out here at a giant rabbit. And we are here at the California Street Farm, I guess a little community garden here on the outskirts of the city. If you look really, really close, you can see the skyline of the city back there behind the garden. But we also have this giant rabbit here. Max Rabbitat is the name of this rabbit. A giant bunny here to guard the garden. And you see his eyes there, giant hubcaps. You can see different items placed in his flesh there. Got some seashells there. This is like part of like a piece of kitchen equipment. If anyone knows what piece of equipment that is, leave a comment in the comment section. There's more of those right there. And see the clothespin there. I almost feel like this rabbit could induce, what is that feeling you get? Like people that don't like things that are covered in a bunch of holes. He almost has that like vibe to him. Like all the little tiny holes in him. So I guess for some he could be a very terrifying bunny. And it is time to invoke the EM rule. One of the best ways to learn about a new city you're visiting is to check out the local museum. And we are here in front of the Mill City Museum, Minneapolis, known as Mill City because of all the flour mills here in the city. And this museum here is built in the ruins of the old Washburn Mill. It was at one point the largest mill in the world, and actually the reason it is ruins because actually it had an explosion, a fire that destroyed the mill, because apparently flour, very flammable, it set the mill alight, exploded, and now they have turned the mill into a museum. So let's check out the Mill City Museum. Okay, got my tickets. They gave me a 2:30 time to go up the Flower Tower. So the museum is self-guided, but you have to wait a specific time to go up the Flower Tower. Here's some boxcars that would be used in the transportation of flour. I guess these barrels will be loaded up with flour to ship out. And here is Cadwallader C. Washburn. He founded the mill here, the Washburn Mill, in Minneapolis, which would become the largest flour mill in the world and eventually turn into General Mills. Interesting artistic choice here at the Mill Museum. Instead of mannequins, instead of wax figures, they have these wood-carved people here. It's like a wood-carved flour worker. There's some old flour bags here. This is gold medal flour. This is what they would have made here at this particular mill. This is palm flour from Pipestone Milling Company and pansy flour. Talks about labor disputes here in the flour industry. This is William Delabar. He was a engineer who helped design the flour mill. These giant pancakes here in front of the giant Bizquick box. Okay, so down here it says design your own cereal box. So they've got these stickers here that you can make your own cereal box. So berry wheat, we'll go with berry wheat chunks. And the slogan is, you best eat it. Let's see, put a couple of bowls of cereal there. Put a spoon there coming out of the bowl. It's the yums. I don't know, my design may be a little busy. It's a box of malto meal. I don't think I've ever had malto meal. Is that something like a chocolate malt? Does it have malt in it? All the different boxes here. Golden breakfast wheat. Sims cereal. And cream of wheat. The Pillsbury Company actually founded here in Minneapolis. The original Pillsbury Mill right across the river from where we are now. You can see there their iconic character, the Pillsbury Doughboy, a little boy made of dough that loves baking. Yeah, you can see all the Pillsbury stuff there. The Pillsbury Doughboy cookie jar. Here's the salt and pepper shaker. Oh, it says Poppin' Fresh. Okay, that's what. Yeah, I've always known him as the Pillsbury Doughboy, but I guess technically his name is Poppin' Fresh. I feel like most people call him the Pillsbury Doughboy, but I guess his Christian name is Poppin' Fresh. What do you call him? Leave a comment in the comment section. Do you know him as the Pillsbury Doughboy or as Poppin' Fresh? There's the stove there. And then we have a farmer's meal laid out. This is what they would eat on the flour farms. What are they eating here? A big stack of bread. So they make the flour, and then they eat the flour at the farms. It's the circle of life. These are, I think, pickles. Some plushy pickles. Some potatoes there. Some carrots. Some sort of roast of some sort. A big lump of roast beef. And green beans. And then what are these? Are these beets here? Over here you can see the different stages here of the flour making process. That's cleaned wheat, ready for milling. I guess this is wheat after the first break reduction. And okay, ready for second break reduction, mixed middlings and flour here. It's in a lot of steps. It takes a lot to turn this wheat into something that's actually edible. Here on this wall, you're invited to take a piece of paper, take a pencil, and write what makes Minneapolis, Minneapolis. And let's see what some people have said Minneapolis is water. I mean, that kind of fits. You got the Mississippi River here, one of the first major cities on the Mississippi. This person says Minneapolis is St. Paul's greatest suburb. Just kidding. So a little gentle stab there from the neighboring city. And this is called Water City, and there is one of the water Pokemon. I forget his name. Poliwrath, maybe? Poliwrath? The Pokemon here. So I guess I did not know. This is the first time I've heard that Minneapolis, known as Water City. I think definitely fitting, given its association with the river. Oh, Minneapolis is the artist formerly known as Prince. This person says it's a great city in need of help. I don't know what it needs help with exactly. We'll check out the gift shop here. I do like this over here. It's like a takeoff of the Beatles' Abbey Road album cover, but instead of crossing the road, it looks like they're crossing the Mississippi River, and you got 4 Minnesota icons there. You got Paul Bunyan. You've got the Ham Beer Bear, the cartoon mascot for beer. Pillsbury Doughboy, who we learned today is from Minneapolis. And then Fairchild, the State Fair gopher. You have plenty of aprons here. I guess when you're dealing with flour, you got to have an apron, or you get all covered in flour. The magnet here says the most explosive museum in the world, because I guess technically the museum did explode when they had the massive flower fire that destroyed the original building. So yeah, I don't know how many other museums have exploded. If you know of another museum that exploded, leave a comment in the comment section. I know the Corvette Museum imploded, but I don't know any others that exploded. All right, and here's the flower tower that I have heard so much about, and it's just about time to board said flower tower. Our flower tower entrance is at 2:30. It's 2:27 already, so let's head into the flower tower. All right.
Like the Hodag pen.
Oh, thank you. Enter. All right, head into this like big elevator here with bleacher seating. Now, sadly, there is no filming allowed on the actual flower tower ride. They take you up this big elevator, and they show you different tableaus of flower processing, different machines running. There's narration being played by old mill workers. But then they take us up here to the top of the ruins of the flower factory, and so there is an observation tower up here as well. Yes, up here is actual ruins of the old Washburn flower factory. Actually was destroyed in a massive flower fire. Apparently flour can be very combustible. So you see some of the remains of the equipment up here that's been preserved. But I think we're going to go take a look at the observation tower. Yeah, you can see remnants of the building there surrounding us. And yeah, you look out onto that river there. Okay, there's actually like a dam there in the Mississippi. Should go outside here, get a better look. Oh wow. Look at that. Yeah, honestly, I didn't know if there was any dams in the Mississippi. I had wondered, not that this was realistic, but I wondered if it was possible to like sail a boat all the way down the Mississippi from the beginning to the end. Apparently not, because you'd have to deal with this dam. So I think that is not practical. But wow, yeah, beautiful view from up there. You can see there's like a bridge there. Just the pedestrians walk. Looks like the middle of the bridge is being repaired, but there's pedestrians walking on this part of the bridge. And from here, oh yeah, you can see the gold medal flower sign there on the top of the building. Yeah, this is all the ruins of this flower factory. You can see kind of the skeleton of the building down here. Yeah, amazing view of the city of Minneapolis from up here. All right, we are headed back down. We exit here through the courtyard of the factory ruins here. Now you can see the outside of the ruins here. Grain tower there, the gold medal flower grain tower. Come over here to the 35 West Memorial Garden. This is a tribute and remembrance to the people that passed away in the 35 West bridge collapse. Nearby bridge fell into the Mississippi River in 2007. It was August 1st, 2007, where a bridge fell during a busy time of the day. The bridge was covered in cars, and many people were injured. Many people fell into the river. 13 people passed away. Each one of these pillars here is in remembrance of the people that passed away. You can see on these 13 spires here, they actually have the names of the people that passed away in the bridge collapse. This is Christine Sakarafis, and says here, yeah, talks about the person. She's a very happy-go-lucky person. She loved meeting people, made many lasting friendships. And on this wall over here is the survivors of the bridge collapse. All these names are people that actually went into the water, fell from the bridge, most likely in their vehicles. And it's actually miraculous. You see how many survivors there were, how many people were actually able to be saved. It's pretty remarkable, pretty amazing. Now the actual bridge that collapsed is actually over in this direction, and because of these trees here, I don't think you can actually see the new bridge. It's blocked there by the trees, but it would be out over that way. That I think the bridge was built just right in the same spot where the collapse happened. So come down the road just a little bit here to see the bridge, the new bridge. This is 35 West Bridge. This is the old version of which fell into the river there. Now you can see it's probably the most traveled bridge in the city, one of the main highways here through Minneapolis. So yeah, I can just imagine those multiple lanes of traffic just collapsing into the water here. One of the scariest things that I could just ever imagine is being on a bridge collapse. As I travel across the country. There's a lot of things I keep an eye out for. One of them is shoe trees, and that is a miraculous occurrence where a tree has been covered in shoes. No one knows how they start. Maybe start with one shoe, and then someone sees that it was one shoe on the tree and throws another shoe. Pretty soon you have an entire tree full of shoes. And I hear that there is a shoe tree hanging right near the Mississippi River here in Minneapolis. We're here at the University of Minnesota. We've got a pair of old Crocs, a pair of old yellow Crocs, and we're gonna see if we can hunt down that shoe tree. All right, having a little bit of difficulty figuring out how to get onto, there's like a walkway you have to get on to access the shoe tree, and having a hard time figuring out where that is. Okay, I was up here on the bridge, came down here, then realized this was the place to get onto the train, and I couldn't leave the train station, so I ended up going back up there, around, walking down that grassy cliff, and I think we found it over in this direction. So this is the bridge across the Mississippi, and I guess you drive a car down here. I'm trying to find a way to get to the walkway above there. Maybe up these stairs here. And look at that. There is the school mascot there, Goldie Gopher, mascot of the University of Minnesota. But yeah, let's see if we can get on the walkway from up here. And here is the walkway where you can actually walk across the Mississippi. Now we gotta find that shoe tree. And here it is. And what a magnificent shoe tree it is. Look how tall this shoe tree is. It's actually a giant pile of shoes down there as well. But yeah, this shoe tree has the advantage of having this walkway next to it. Usually it's very hard to throw your shoes in a tree, but this elevated walkway brings you right up to the treetops where you can see where all these shoes have been thrown. I guess probably a lot of college students leave their shoes here, probably as they're departing college, as they're graduating, maybe leaving their old college shoes here. Look how dense this is. This may be one of the most dense shoe trees I've ever seen. Look at this. Just look at all these shoes. I bet some of these shoes probably left here before they were finished totally being used, maybe under the influence of some alcoholic substances. People have left perfectly good shoes here, like these shoes here. Like they look perfectly fine. It's like maybe someone was a little eager to add their shoes to the shoe tree. Yeah, look at this clump right here. This may be, I've seen a lot of shoe trees. I try to see all the shoe trees out there. This may be the most impressive shoe tree. There are just so many shoes, and the tree is alive. Most shoe trees are dead or dying. This one actually looks healthy, despite all the shoes. I just look down there, and if you look all the way down, right there, you can see this giant pile of shoes. I guess people either fallen off the tree or people tried to throw their shoes onto the tree, and they have plummeted down there. Wow. Yeah, I can't wait to add my shoes to this magnificent creature. And there is the mighty Mississippi, our constant companion on this road trip. And yeah, I think it's wonderful having this shoe tree overlooking the Mississippi. Yeah, once again, yeah, just looking down there. Look how high it is. It's making me nervous actually looking over the edge here to see the towering shoe tree there. But I think it is time. I think it is time to add the shoes to the shoe tree. You can see some people may have tossed the shoes, tossed to that branch. I'm not that confident in my tossing abilities, so I think I'm just gonna gently place my yellow Crocs here on the branch. Oh, don't want to drop them. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. And my another journey ends. the journey of these crocs have ended, and now in its retirement with all these other wonderful souls. I get it. Now you can take this walkway here. I guess the university extends across the river. So you can walk over here, right over top the Mississippi. See over there, a very interesting building. That is the Wiseman Art Museum there on the shore. All the strange angles and shapes. Yeah, it's crazy to think just how wide this river has gotten. Just a little bit downstream here. Remember yesterday, we walked across it on a log. I actually waded from one shore to the next. And we can see here in Minneapolis just how wide it has become. And we have crossed over to Minneapolis's twin. Come over here to St. Paul, Minnesota. Actually here in the park where they have a statue of Charlie Brown and Snoopy. Of course, Charles Schulz, the creator of Peanuts, of Charlie Brown, actually from St. Paul, Minnesota. He actually lived lived throughout the rest of his life in Santa Rosa, California. They actually have a Charles Schulz museum I visited last time I was out in California. We do have a grouping of the Peanuts characters here in the park. I think I spot a few more of the characters over this way. Some major construction going on over this side of the street. And here, wistfully watching the construction, is Sally Brown and Linus. You look back behind them, she's got a bouquet of flowers behind her back, and he's holding on to his trademark blanket as they watch the new city take form. There we have Schroeder banging away on his piano with Lucy longingly looking into his eyes. I think she was totally in love with him, but he only cared about his music. And over here we have my favorite Peanuts character, F. Scott Fitzgerald. I'm just kidding. I know that F. Scott Fitzgerald wasn't actually in the Peanuts comic book, but amongst the Peanuts statues we have an F. Scott Fitzgerald statue. F. Scott Fitzgerald, the author, was born here in St. Paul, and I will never forgive him for having to read The Great Gatsby in middle school. I know a lot of people love that book. I found it to be a little bit of a difficult read. And I don't know who this is standing here in the middle of the fountain. Okay, I think I spotted a few more of the actual Peanuts characters over here in front of the library. I guess fitting to have in front of the library. We have Marcy there reading a book, and Woodstock there reading over her shoulder. I was confused. Is Woodstock the name of a single bird, or is Woodstock a species of birds? Because sometimes there's a bunch of the same birds in the comic or cartoon. And then over here we have Peppermint Patty kicking a football. Remember, Charlie Brown could never kick the football, but apparently Peppermint Patty did not have any problems with that. Wanted to get a peek at the river and the city from St. Paul. So we're actually going to head to the top here of the Intercontinental Hotel. Okay, so we've taken the service elevator up here to La Carousel Restaurant. This is a former rotating restaurant here on top of the Intercontinental. Has these beautiful views of the city and of the river here. But this is interesting here. This piece in the center used to be this would actually rotate. This would be a rotating section of the restaurant. I guess they would have seating all throughout the restaurant, but if you wanted to sit here in the rotating section, you would have to come up here, and they would have different tables set up here where you could slowly rotate and enjoy the view of the city, the beautiful wraparound view of the city from your rotating carousel seat. Yeah, you can see the line there where the outer part of this circle would rotate, and this apparently the inner part of the carousel would stay still, would not rotate. You can see the elevator would actually come up here right in the center of the carousel. You'd come out to this area where you could take your seat at the rotating area. You can see over here had a bit of a circus theme to go along with the La Carousel name. But let's check out the amazing view I have here. Wow, yeah. You can really see the city there. See on top of that building there, it says first. First in what? I'm not really sure. Yeah, you can see the whole big bend in the river there. Yeah, I can walk through the dining room here, and yeah, what a beautiful view it would have been to observe while dining here. See the bridge there going over the river. Yeah. Now the sun's kind of in our eyes, but if you look really closely, and I'll zoom in, you can see the Minneapolis skyline from up here. You can see the twin from up here. Oh, look at that. You can see the little tugboat pushing that barge there. That little tiny boat pushing that big barge underneath that bridge there.
Yeah, you could build like areas that you couldn't do things. You could make bathrooms around it, you could make it go big.
You can see the train headed across the river. You can hear the squeals of the track all the way up here on top of the Intercontinental. So from high above the Mississippi River, I want to thank everyone out there for joining me today as we explored the twin cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul. I'm going to be headed out of the cities tomorrow morning. We're going to be continuing our way downriver. We're just going to keep going downriver as long as it takes. As long as it takes me to get there, we're gonna keep going. And of course, please fill up those comment sections with places you'd like to see me feature here along the river, places you'd like to see me stop along the river. And I want to thank you for watching this video. Especially special thank you goes to those of you who watch every day. I've been putting out videos for every day for the last little bit. I think I took a day off a week or so ago, but for the most part, I've been putting out videos every day. I'm planning on continuing that through this road trip. Every day I will be getting up, traveling the Old Man River, and then editing, uploading. You'll be seeing that video the next day. So a big thank you for all those who are following along with this grand adventure. If you guys like these videos, please do subscribe. I travel around the country. I film roadside attractions, amusement parks, museums, haunted houses, and other fun, random stuff. If you'd like to help out the channel other ways, consider contributing to Patreon. $3 or more gets you a postcard once a month from me to you. Also selling enamel pins in the Etsy shop and doing personalized messages on Cameo. You can send a special message from me to a friend, a family member, yourself, whatever you like. If you're interested in that, check out the description of this video. All the information for all those things is down there. And until next time, this one's in the bag.